Eric Bischoff can't. He wouldn't know nothing. He wouldn't know how to put a jock strap on it. He wouldn't know the difference in the front and the back.
Hmm.
And you know what? The funniest thing at the roast, I thought, my God, Eric would get up and say something, and I'd have to really straighten him out because instead he took the damnest thing I've ever seen in my life talking about shaving his nuts with must be something he endorses on his show, right? And then he talks about a bar tab that I didn't pay at the Swan Hotel. How about the bar tab he didn't pay for me for a year as my checks piled up, knowing that if I cashed one, it meant I worked for him? How about the secret meeting we had in Atlanta with Barry Bloom? The secret meeting. We won't tell anybody. We won't tell Barry because Barry won't tell Michael because they don't tell anybody. But they represent all five of us. They represent Barry, represent see, I know it all. Barry represents Hall, Nash, Eric, and me. No conflict there, is there? Barry Bloom? Barry, where are you? Any conflict of interest there?
Yeah.
You gonna take care of me while you're taking care of Kevin and Scott and Eric too? Ask Eric how he feels about Barry Bloom right now. You already know the answer to that.
He's not a fan.
I know that. No shit. Sure. You know what Barry Bloom said to me when last time he saw me? I'm glad to see you're doing good. I said, thank you. Ever since I got rid of you, I've been doing great. I've only had two other crooked agents. They weren't as crooked as you.
Oh, you had a falling out with Barry? I didn't know that.
I didn't have a falling out with him. I just had to pay him. When I left, I did the honorable thing, which is the worst thing you can do with a guy. He's not even a fucking agent. When Vince called me to come back in 2001, right? Well, the word got out that he'd called me. So Barry called me and said, you don't negotiate. And Vince, of course, called right back. This is my life. I love sharing these stories because nobody else has been through it. Said, I don't want to deal with Bloom or anybody else. Then Linda called me. We're not dealing with Agent Rick yet. We want you there Monday. Today is Thursday. Because it was in Charlotte. Well, they knew I wanted to go back to work. Vince goes, so he goes, what are you going to do when you get through with that free Turner money? I said, I don't know. I haven't thought that far ahead right now. I'm daytime drinking at the country club. No, I can't take the pressure. But thank God I went back because I was, if you remember, man, I had a shaved head. Thank you, Mr. Bischoff and Mr. Vince Russo. His legacy, of course, is intact. Let me think. Who else? I don't know. Anyway, John Taylor, who was a great friend of mine, dear friend, and a great lawyer. I go to him. He said, well, you should pay Bloom the money on the contract. I said, oh, God. So I sent him $60,000 just because John put the guilt conference on me. But, I mean, really, how can you, in all fairness, and think about it, and I hope he does well for everybody else. I'm happy for Chris and those guys that have made money with him, but I think it's very awkward. I think it's probably illegal is the word, to represent five people all in the same business on the same side of the table. But that's a long time ago, and I'm doing good, and he's doing good, and that's all that matters.